She ain't tryna have a good time. The your girl, she can move, 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 move.
Alright, so does wearing a wig or a weave make you less pro-black?
I said well, I'm not saying.
Oh.
Me, I'm saying well.
No, it doesn't. Because you can still be for your people, for your race, for your culture, and wear a wig. A wig is just an extension of yourself, just like makeup, clothes, it's just a way to express yourself. One day I want to be blonde, one day I want to be purple, but I don't want to bleach my own hair and damage it. So I'm going to put on a wig and at night take it off, make sure my twist is out, my hair is good conditioned, and it's fine. I'm no less black. I'm just wearing something that's an extension.
But it's not making yourself look more European. It's all making yourself.
I can get a kinky texture one and it's still my hair just longer. Well, I would have straight Peruvian and then that's more European, but there's different types of wigs and different types of hair.
But then I think there's a difference though, isn't it? With like, you want to wear curly hair, straight hair, whatever it is, wig, weave, but then always having to do that to fit into a certain society or feeling like you have to succumb to something else that's not you. There is a difference between that. Would that make you being less pro-black? Or is that just your own insecurity?
Yeah, I think it depends because if you're wearing wigs every day because you feel like you don't know how to style your own natural hair or you feel like you can't go to the shop or whatever in your natural hair, then I think there's deeper problems with yourself. But if you're doing it because your job, if you're doing it because your job says you have to have a certain hairstyle, then that's obviously societal pressure. I think it just depends on the person. Some people, I know people that can't wear anything but wigs or weave because they don't know how to do their hair or they feel uncomfortable. Like, you know, shrinkage is real. If it's raining, I don't want my hair to get wet because I'm going to look like... So it just depends on the person.
Do you know, I honestly think that it's not just obviously it's a wig and everyone like wears it, but it's also a protective style. So to protect your natural hair, to make it grow. Like, it's not all about, you get what you see, do you know what I mean? But it isn't a thing that you just, wear it for the benefit of looking better. It's also for protecting your hair, do you know what I mean?
So if me, someone who's pro-black, decided to grow my hair and straighten it, you'll be confused, no? Think, why is this guy straightening his hair for?
No, because you want to. Everyone has
straightening my hair and after straightening it, well, flipping on me.
Oh my god.
Straightening it, relax it. Me as a guy, so I'm not a girl, I'm saying me as a guy, relaxing my hair, all because I want my hair to look a certain way.
It's up to you, but people always be judgmental. People are always gonna look at you.
I'm being pro-black. I'm saying I'm an African man. I'm this and this and that.
I feel like
I agree with that.
No, but you know what I mean. Not from a minute.
Like, I feel like
if I'm projecting the fact that I'm pro-black.
It's different.
Someone wearing a wig on. I feel like if you wear a wig on and you have a different texture, like some people, we have kinky hair, I have kinky hair, but then I put on a straight, silky, curly hair, like this is not my hair texture. So I feel like that can be seen as less pro-black, because if I wear it every single day and I never show my natural hair, I know some girls, they always wear a wig, morning to evening, 24/7, wig. Sometimes they're even scared to go outside with a wig because they don't want to be seen by other guys. So I do believe that's pro-black, because you feel like you're ashamed of your own hair. I know a lot of girls say, I can't style my hair, I don't like my hair, or African is so hard to style, or it's so long. So I feel like a lot of black girls are kind of less pro-black because of this wig thing that's been, and I don't say it like in a bad way. I kind of say also like for children, young children are growing up. Like if I have like a little sister or like a young person, and he sees everyone with a wig, are they gonna love their hair if all the people around them has a wig? Their mom has a wig, their older sisters, so are they really gonna love their hair? So I do kind of see it as a problem. I feel like more people should embrace their natural hairstyle.
But is that like not being pro-black, or is that just being insecure about yourself?
I don't think it's being insecure at all. I just feel like you want to look different. Do you know what I mean? Like as a girl, exactly. Like as a girl, guys look at you like, oh, she's nice or she's ugly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? And it is hard, me personally, leaving your house knowing that you don't. I don't care, honestly. I don't care. have kids, I will leave the house looking bummy. Do you know what I mean? But when I want to look nice, I know that I can look nice. Especially in a society where media, guys, girls, even girls hit on you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's sad to know that girls are looking at you in a different way. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just about being pro-black. It's also about trying to look your best. Do you know what I mean? Whether you wear different kind of texture hair. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's intent though, to be honest. 'Cause it's like, for me, I think if you are being creative and you want to put different colours in your hair and you want to put a wig on, that's different from being like, I need this because my natural beauty isn't beautiful. And I think that's where the difference is. There's a lot of people who they're proud of being black in other ways, about like culture and styles of dress or expression. They're very clear about that, but they're not clear about who they are. And I feel like wearing a wig or a weave on a regular basis for the wrong reasons, and like I said, that's down to the individual, that can be a bad thing, as you said, as an example, and you know, not feeling that you have the requirements, you need to do extra in order to do that. So
Sometimes it's not that serious. Sometimes you just want, like, sometimes.
that's what I said. For if you want to be creative and you want to look like Spice or Nicki, and you want to just throw a little, you know, then fair enough. That's cool. That's cool.
I do see it as like you'll say, oh, sometimes it's not that deep, but like some people can see it's not that deep, but then it actually does make other people feel less insecure. Like I know some young children that grow up don't like their hair because they don't see it out there. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like for it to be seen, to have more people that actually accept their hair is gonna help young children to grow up and also accept their hair. So I do, like mine, it's not that serious, but I feel like it does affect.
It's not my individual responsibility though to make sure little girls feel good about their hair. Like your mum, your parents, your sister, your aunties, your people around you should be there to. You should see people that reflect you as well. Like me as a common person on the street, if I see my older cousin wearing wigs every day, I hope I wouldn't think, oh damn, does that mean I shouldn't wear my natural hair? Because I'm hoping that at the same time my family and friends will instill, and I would have been brought up around people who do celebrate natural hair. Sometimes washing your hair and conditioning it and then having to do it is long in the morning. So you just do your hair in 2 braids and put on a wig and it's fine.
Yeah, but then it's like, why don't you wear kinky wig? Like that's my question. I don't see anything against wig, but it's like no one is actually wearing kinky wig. Everyone is wearing straight bone wig, straight bone hair.
Kinky wig.
Like your ex curly hair, your hair texture. No one's actually wearing their hair texture. They're all wearing like the silky Peruvian. But so it's like, okay, you want to wear as a protective style, but then why you not wearing your own hair? You're wearing someone else's hair. That's also the issue. Like you don't see a white person coming with kinky afro hair on their head.
Go to Brick Lane, mate. They're there.
But it's like compared to the black women that do it and compared to the white people that do it, it's not. So I feel like it's kind of like a laugh in the face because it's like they will say, oh, look at the people that don't accept their hair. So I kind of do feel.
I just feel like everyone, you just get judged everywhere you go. It doesn't matter whether they know you or they don't know you. Even if they do know you, half of the time they're still judging you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, me personally, I have 2 wigs only in my house. I don't have money. And one's straight and one's curly, but I like my curly one because my natural hair is curly. Do you know what I mean? And as much as it is different, seeing me with straight hair, it's different. Do you know what I mean? Because straightening your own hair is dangerous. I'm not trying to lose my hair. I'll rather experiment on something that isn't mine, that I can buy, that I can replace, than keep experimenting on my own hair, and then my hair's breaking and I don't have hair, and then I have to wear it. Do you know what I mean? I'll rather it be a thing that I will have my hair, protect my hair, but I will wear whatever hair I want to wear, and I don't feel like you should be judged for what you wear and what you, in a society you are, do you know what I mean? And it's sad. It's really sad, so...
I just wanted to touch on a point that you were saying, because it's a bit sticky. Like, you got a situation where, as an individual, you might want to express yourself a certain way, and you should absolutely be able to do that. And I fully believe in terms of like blackness, like we need more examples of people who are just out there doing their own thing and not following a certain way of, this is how I need to be because this is how I am. Like, so there's that, but then there's also the thing of, do you fly the flag for the community and wear your hair out or express yourself in a natural way to be a good example? So it's like there's 2 paths there, and I think both of them can lead to better things for black people and black expression. But how do we handle that?
I just think it's having a balance. Just making sure that if you wear a wig, you're okay with your natural hair and actually wearing your hair out. And but at the same time, if you don't like wigs or weaves and you think makes you less pro-black or whatever, just don't judge other people for wearing a wig themselves, because everyone should be entitled to what they want to do at the end of the day. Like, I feel like say for example, I'm a strong activist for the black community. I'm out here every day on the street protesting, marching, writing letters to the government, whatever I'm doing. Then I put a wig on my head. I don't think that makes me any less for my community or my culture or my people. It just means I might want to have, again, Spice or Nicki hair that day, and I'm no less pro-black. Do you know what I mean?
I want to ask a question. How do you guys in the room see it as see that? It's in your eyes. It's disappointing.
If I see a girl that wears weave or like a wig on a regular basis, it's disappointing for the reason of, yes, it's your body, and as a woman, even take black out of it. Like as a woman and as an individual, you should be able to do whatever you want. But if I know you wear weave or a wig regularly, it's disappointing because it's just like I feel like you don't rate yourself enough. Like that's what it is.
Nah, you can't say that. Nah.
Some people have medical conditions, some people have alopecia, some people have all these things you just wouldn't know, do you know what I mean? And you wouldn't get the time to know. So before you judge, I know as a person in general, we judge, but if you was to judge and you don't know nothing about the person, then you wouldn't actually know. Because there are people out here, children that don't grow hair, and then people that don't grow hair or have had cancer and they've used it to cover their hair, do you know what I mean? So it's not all about...
I would say it's probably because I have the same attitudes concerning makeup as well. So I would look at it in a way where it's like, I'm trying to see more of the real you. So I guess that's why I have it in the same angle, because I'm seeing it as not an illusion, but it's not something that is always there and is always authentic. So because of that, I'm probably looking at it in the same way. But you're right, of course, there's cases where it's completely understandable.
And it comes off at the end of the day. It comes off at the end of the night. So when you go to bed at the end of the... No, but it does.
Everyone sees that, you know.
Some people sleep with their wig on.
Yeah,
People sleep with their wig on 24/7. They'll never see it.
That is not healthy.
You'll never see it until the last day. You'll be like, wow, who's this? Don't know who it is. It's disguise. It happens. Can't lie.
I personally think if it's an insecurity to yourself, if I'll be disappointed if the girl is not comfortable wearing their natural hair up, and if you're always wearing wigs and you're always trying to cover up all these different hairstyles, but you're not comfortable with yourself, your own natural hair, then that's when it's a problem. But if you're in a wig because, for example, I understand bridesmaids and stuff, sometimes they have a certain hairstyle that they have to fulfill. So for that example, say if you don't want to relax your hair or whatever it may be, because you're trying to leave your natural hair as it is, then understandably you'd wear a wig. But other than that, I think if you're wearing it constantly, like you guys have said already, I think then that's the problem, that it becomes like an insecurity. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay. I was just I feel like I'm seeing poor black as really being poor black. If I am for poor blackness, I really don't see the need to wear a wig every day or not even regularly, because it's if you're poor blackness, why you put an image out there that's not really representing black person? Because black people, they don't have that type of hair. So that's why, I think there's nothing wrong with wearing a wig, but I feel like you should not see a poor black person. That's what I believe.
Black people have so much different textures of hair. White people have one straight, down, as we have curly, kinky, tough. We have all different kinds of hair. So I feel like it isn't just about what white people straight hair. I'm trying to look a white person. I'm trying to look, Caribbean or Asian or whatever. It's more about I could be using the hair that I have on my head. Just don't want to show it. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, but why do you don't want to show it?
I don't want to show it.
Yeah.
But I think it's also very hard for the black community because we live in a predominantly white society, right? So everything that is sold to you guys regarding your hair products is very restricted. It's not out there. If you go to Superdrug or Boots, they'll have a section this small for curly hair.
So
true. So it is difficult.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's I feel like it's kind of expected, because at the end of the day we are kind of 3% of England, of the UK. So it's it's expected for them not to cater, to not have boots all for black people.
But it's also the bigger idea of, if you live in a white society and you are a person of colour, do you somehow become influenced by their culture? Unconsciously. Do you feel somewhat different because you are in a white society and you've got, actually, no, my features aren't like this, or my hair's not like this, or should I change it up? But you may not necessarily know that you are being influenced by your society.
And it's also, I remember as well, at one point in time, black people can go wearing their natural hair to work because it seems unprofessional. So I think it's also important. Yeah, even just like February of this year, it was a passing a law in America where you could have you wear dreadlocks to work and things like that. So it shows that even though, you know, a lot of it, people say at the same time, oh, why are you wearing a wig, or you don't love your black culture, whatever. A lot to do is culture and society.
There should be a stand against that, no?
Yeah, there is a stand, but as black people, do you think we're not much heard? Do you know what I mean? Not even as black people, as people, we're not much heard. So there's not much that we can.
That shouldn't be allowed to turn into an insecurity for so many women out there, because that is a problem.
I think it's wider. It's wider than just, as you said, like in the society. I think it's a world issue because, like the European standard of beauty is like a big thing for like everyone. So like even in Asia, you have people getting surgery to make themselves look more European. Their eyes look more European than Asian. And I think that's something that every group of people like who are non-white and non-European feel. And it's something that, definitely needs to be like dealt with and targeted in a certain way. And it almost that it's gone on for so long that people now don't question it. It just is what it is. And I think we need a bit more diversity in the spectrum of what is beauty and what is acceptable, what is professional even. Because even if you have dreadlocks, like they can look nice, they can look smart. They don't have to look like the stereotypical thing that everyone associates with someone, you know, who's got dreadlocks.
You know, the standard of European beauty is being white, being for female, being white, very slim, barely any chest, barely any back, and blonde hair and be white. You know, honestly, I'm not lying. If you go back and watch all these old Hollywood movies, all the main characters will always have blue eyes because that was what was attractive back then. But it's only now, when I'll say 2014 and 2015, for our generation anyways, is where you start seeing people start being a bit more pro-black, start liking more dark-skinned people, start appreciating their hair, and all these things. I'm not lying. Since 2015, upwards, it's been getting there. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, I like my dark-skinned guy. I like my hair this way. And with black guys themselves, oh yeah, I'm not like my black girls now. Before, black guys hated black girls. Hated black girls. Oh, but now they're looking at us, they're thinking, shit, I want that. And it's true. No, it's exactly. No, I'm lying. I'm not lying. It's happening.
You guys know about black fishing? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that's like started to creep up. Like I feel like recently, like all black fishing. Have you heard of that?
No,
Black fishing. It's like, okay, you have a white woman that's trying to be, she's doing, basically on Instagram, like they'll be wearing fake tan that you can just see that's just not, it's not natural, and it's like full, like there's loads of false like advertisements of them, like, you know, they don't have the same struggle. Do you know what I mean? Like they're
I feel like you always want what you can't get. Like as a person, you always want what you can't get. Like
literally.
I want my head to be touching my bum, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to get a wig. Do you know what I mean? Not like me, but that's what people think. Like my hair isn't touching my leg. I'm gonna get wig. I'm gonna get braids. I'm gonna try to do. Even white people, we all have black people. We originate big bums, breasts, you know, body. That's why those Asians and not even Asians, sorry. The white and the European people, they look at us and they want what we have, but that just
injections, the bum implants, everything on social media. That is all you see nowadays. The tiny waist, the big bum, the big thighs, the clear skin, like long ass hair. And it's just all deception.
But we're still rejecting our own beauty though. So we're still rejecting the hair, and then everything else is like, bruv, has anyone seen the Middle Child video, the J. Cole video? See at the end when the white woman's going through the supermarket and she's picking up, that's what it's saying. They're picking up features and putting it in place through surgeries, this, that, and the other. So that's like, we're still here, like getting the biggest kind of validation that actually black is beautiful, or that features that are not traditionally European are beautiful, but you know, they're coming to us for it while we're still rejecting ourselves. Like, I find that funny, like.
But then isn't that very very stereotypical of us to be saying that we've all got like big lips, thin waist, big bum, and that's almost affirming what a Caucasian might say about us. Do you know what I mean? Like in that sense of,
that's not true. Only some of us have got that. I definitely do not have all of that. I do not have no tiny waist. Like, so if anything, if you're looking at that, if I'm looking at that and I'm thinking I want that, would that not only like fuel kind of what we go against in the sense of that's not?
Good point. Good point. No, okay, it's a good point, but like from what he was saying, what I was saying, is the thing where the stereotypical look that they wanted was everything being slim, but no one appreciates. Oh, like you're saying, some girls are a bit bigger, but some guys love that. A lot of guys love that. Like it's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. Like, if we're going into the main topic, I personally don't think it's that much of an issue, girls wearing weave and stuff like that. But I'd at least give it a good 6 months break of just natural hair. Yeah. Natural.
I think
6 months is a long time.
That's
a long time. I'm not gonna lie. That's a long time.
You can do
oh God.
Let people see the real you. Like, if you go on every single one of their social media pages, all you
have already done.
You see them in like full makeup. You never see like a natural person. You always see weave, makeup, looking nice, looking this. But like, it's like they only take pictures when they go to events and when they're looking peng, like, and when they're looking a certain way. They'll never take a picture of like, oh, let's go out for
I've done being natural. Like, I've always been natural. I've always had my hair out. I had dreadlocks beforehand. Like,
it's hard. 4 years old.
You only started wearing wigs this year.
Like a few days ago. Like, it's not. Do you know what I mean?
But I also believe that natural beauty should be revealed towards your you have to be comfortable to do that. I don't think you should be forced to do it. I think you should be comfortable to do it.
Well,
I think you should do it
unnatural because you've moved so far away from the natural that it now becomes fake.
It's just like you know yourself.
Now unnatural.
You're just like.
You know what it is? There has to be a balance. There needs to be a balance of showing your natural self.
Yeah.
And obviously,
But 6 months is
it's not a proven thing. It's not a proven thing.
But it is because everyone is different at the end of the day, and I shouldn't have to prove that I like my natural state.
It's not proven to no one.
Well, you just said it should be a balance, but what if I don't want a balance?
But at the same time,
what do you mean? Everyone's gonna do it, and it's fine. Like, I just feel
just like you said, yeah, you can be you, but don't be someone else.
But
as in, don't let your wig change who you are.
But you know
as in, if you're taking off your wig, don't like let people recognize you. You know what I'm saying? It happens. People hearing it, but like some people don't wear wigs. When you take it off, I don't recognize you. I don't know who you are.
But some people you come across, you might only see them when they have wigs. So you're just gonna perceive that they always wear wigs, but you don't know because you don't know their everyday life. Like for example, do you go uni? Yeah, you go uni, right? So you go uni, you see these girls like once in a while. When they go home, they're probably natural. When they go home, they're probably doing. You only see what they're showing. You know
what that is?
Well, they actually do. They don't want to show you.
That's not just wig. That's a makeup as well.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's why I related that point earlier.
That's a whole other topic.
Okay, it's an art. It's not just like it's not just like you wear makeup to look better. It's an art. Like some people can't wear makeup, can't do makeup, and some people can. Do you know what I mean? And some people do it extremely. Extremely is different. Extremely natural look is so different to extreme. Okay, too much is bad.
That's too much.
Just minimum. It's not gonna lie. That's true.
Let people recognize you. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, but
express yourself. Let people know who you are.
I true say though that point going back to the makeup though, that's a similar sort of thing because there's people literally lightening their whole face out here and then you see their shoulders and their neck. And it's a difference. Come on.
Yeah.
But I feel like
that's what I'm asking.
So if I contour my nose, am I less black? That's not my natural features. That's more Eurocentric. There's different stages. Like it extends on everything, not just wigs. If I'm wearing contour, if I'm doing contour, my nose is not like this. It doesn't have no bridge. Obviously, I'm black and I'm Jamaican, whatever. So it's gonna be different. So it's everything. It's not just hair. Then you have to look at it. So that at this point, I shouldn't be wearing lashes because my lashes aren't long. I shouldn't be like. It's everything.
You get bored of looking the same, and you just want to look different. Like me, I don't really like natural.
Can I wear makeup then?
Can you wear? No, you can't wear makeup. No, you know what? You can wear makeup if you choose to wear makeup. You can. Yeah, no. You are.
You just don't want to wear makeup.
And people encourage that. Like
that plays a whole.
No, it's not. It's not a whole new thing because it's men just
It's a whole nother.
Yeah, but makeup is men like not trying to be, but they're trying to look better than they actually are, and
By just
makeup.
by looking like a female, how looking better?
Yeah, exactly. No, in I'm not gonna lie. That's another conversation.
Well, yeah, some men do wear makeup.
Yeah, some men do.
Love Island.
And the only way you lot saying because it's men, it's a different topic. It's not. To men, I'm not saying that I encourage it or not. But to men, yeah, I was just using an example.
That's a bad example.
No, it's not a bad example.
That's men dressing as women. That's a whole other conversation.
wait.
No, I'm saying whole other conversation. It's a whole other
Wait, I
conversation.
have a question then. Okay, drag queen to the extreme. But what if you places up north, if you watch Geordie Shore and places like that, the boys, they fake tan, they put on bronzer. So,
Get their nails done.
but no one's coming to them and saying, oh, you're too feminine, or there's no standards for them. Like, I don't understand why black women always have to conform to you're not black enough, you're too black, you don't like your hair, it's like there's so many different criteria. Like, just let everyone live sometimes.
I would say it doesn't necessarily mean you're not pro-black, but it means you're insecure with certain things about your appearance. I definitely think that, because, for example, me, I have alopecia, yeah. So I have got comfortable with like wearing hats and things, but it doesn't mean I'm uncomfortable when I take my hat off. Like, it just means that I go out there and I would just feel more comfortable in a hat because people will look at my hair and be like, oh, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with that? It's just to avoid certain questions. But that's an insecurity that I'm growing out of. But sometimes it's like, because people are still judging you, it's still an insecurity. So I recognize that's an insecurity. So for girls there out there wearing wigs constantly and wearing wigs to cover up their natural hair, it still is an insecurity.
Yeah, it is.
And that is a problem. So
I think it's the timing. I think, as you said, it's a different case. If it's every day, you know, that's a different thing from like here and there, switching it up. Like having that individuality and wanting to switch it up is not a problem. But if you're pro-black about everything else and then you're constantly wearing something that's gonna put you in a different identification, you know what I mean? How does that work? So I don't think it's a black and white issue. I think it's more grey, and it's based on each individual's usage and timing and how they see themselves as well, you know what I mean?